Have you ever checked your change and wondered if you were holding a small fortune in your hand? Well, today we're going to talk about a rare and valuable penny that could be worth a staggering $867,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, nearly $1 million for a single coin. This particular coin is the 1971 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. If you've ever wondered how a penny can be worth so much, or if you've got one hiding in your collection, stick around because we're diving into the history, the rarity, and the potential of this incredibly valuable coin. The 1971 penny might seem like just another regular coin, but it's anything but ordinary. This penny was minted as part of the regular coinage for that year, featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the famous wheat ears design on the reverse. However, in 1971, there was a significant change in how coins were made, and that's where things get interesting. In previous years, the U.S. Mint used to add a mint mark to coins to indicate where they were struck. The mint mark would show whether the coin came from the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, or another minting facility. In 1971, the Philadelphia Mint struck a large number of pennies, but for some reason, a small group of these pennies were produced without the mint mark. This is what makes them so rare and valuable. Why is this important? Because the mint mark is a crucial identifier of where a coin was produced. A penny without this mark, especially in the case of the 1971 penny, is highly unusual and signals a rare error. Coin collectors and enthusiasts pay top dollar for such oddities, and this is why this specific coin has become one of the most sought-after and expensive pennies on the market. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a genuine 1971 no-mint mark penny. First, you'll need to know what the regular penny looks like from 1971. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, which was designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse has the familiar Lincoln Memorial image designed by Frank Gasparo, which was used from 1959 until 2008. When you're holding a 1971 penny, the absence of a mint mark is what you're looking for. Normally, the mint mark would be located just below the date on the front of the coin. If there's no mint mark and the coin is from 1971, you could be holding one of the very rare pieces that could fetch a high price. Make sure to inspect the coin carefully. The surface should have the usual copper color of a penny and the date should clearly read 1971. If the coin looks worn or damaged, it could lower its value, but if it's in good condition, you might have a gold mine. The 1971 no mint mark penny is made from copper-plated zinc weighing about 2.5 grams. In terms of dimensions, it measures 19 millimeters in diameter. These details are important because they can help you confirm if the coin is authentic. Regular Lincoln pennies from this period are copper-plated zinc, so if you have a coin with different material or weight, it could be a counterfeit. The absence of a mint mark is the key error with the 1971 penny, and it's not something you'll see every day. For collectors, this is a significant anomaly and the rarity makes it stand out in any collection. That's why collectors are willing to pay so much for a genuine 1971 no-mint mark penny. So why is this penny so rare? It all boils down to that one simple mistake, the missing mint mark. Because the 1971 no-mint mark penny wasn't supposed to exist, it's a valuable error coin that stands out in the world of numismatics. Error coins like this are some of the most prized possessions for serious collectors, and they can command enormous prices at auctions. The rarity of these coins, combined with their historical significance, is why they're so valuable. Now, let's talk about how much this coin could be worth in different conditions. If you have a well-circulated 1971 no-mint mark penny, its value will be significantly lower than an uncirculated one. Even a penny that shows somewhere could still fetch a few $100s. But if you have one in mint condition, you could be looking at an incredible market value up to $867,000. It's important to note that the price can vary depending on the condition and whether the coin is certified by a professional grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC). A certified coin in near-perfect condition could be worth far more than a worn one that has been circulated. For example, in some recent auctions, 1971 no-mint mark pennies have sold for prices anywhere between $10,000 to $100,000 depending on their condition, and the highest recorded sale was an astonishing $867,000. This is a perfect example of how rare coins can appreciate in value over time and become incredibly valuable assets. There have been some truly incredible sales for the 1971 no-mint mark penny in recent years. One of the highest prices ever achieved for this coin was a sale at a major auction house where a pristine 1971 no-mint mark penny went for a staggering $867,000. This just goes to show how much a rare era coin can be worth when it's in excellent condition and comes with proper certification. Another example comes from a recent auction where a 1971 penny, graded in good condition, sold for around $50,000. While that's far less than the $1 million range, it's still an impressive amount for a penny you might have found in your spare change. So, could you get lucky and find a 1971 no-mint mark penny in your pocket change? It's definitely possible. Coin collecting has been a passion for many for centuries, and sometimes it's the coins you least expect that turn out to be worth a fortune. If you've got a collection of pennies or are just checking your change, take a moment to look for that 1971 no-mint mark penny. If you find one, make sure to have it professionally graded and certified. You never know, it could change your financial future. Remember to check your coins and stay curious. Who knows, you might just find a valuable piece of history sitting right in your hand. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more tips on rare coins, coin collecting, and how to turn your hobby into something profitable. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Check your spare change, check your old collections. And who knows, maybe you'll find a rare 1971 no-mint mark penny that could be worth a fortune. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos about valuable coins and coin collecting tips. Have you ever checked your pocket change and wondered if you could be holding onto something truly valuable? Maybe a rare coin worth thousands of dollars or even more. Well, today we're diving into one of the most intriguing and rare pennies ever discovered, a coin so special that it could be worth up to $867,000. Yes, you heard that right. The 1984 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny has a market value that can make coin collectors and history buffs alike do a double take. But why is this penny so valuable, and how can you spot it in your change? Stick with me, and by the end of this video you'll know exactly what makes this coin a potential goldmine. To understand why this penny is so rare, we first need to look at its history. The Abraham Lincoln penny, also known as the 1-cent coin, has been in circulation since 1909, honoring the 16th President of the United States. Over the years, the design of this coin has changed several times, but in 1984, something unusual happened during its production. Normally, every U.S. coin has a mint mark which shows where it was produced, whether in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. In 1984, however, something went wrong. A small number of Lincoln pennies were struck in the Philadelphia Mint, but for reasons still debated, they were released without the mint mark. This small oversight has turned into one of the most highly sought-after errors in modern American coinage. Now that we know the historical significance of this coin, how can you tell if you have one of these rare 1984 no-mint mark pennies? Let's break it down. The first thing you need to do is look at the obverse, or front, of the penny. You'll see Abraham Lincoln's portrait, which is a feature of every Lincoln penny. But unlike most pennies from 1984, there will be no mint mark beneath the year 1984. Normally, a mint mark would be located to the right of the year, indicating whether the coin was produced in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. On this rare penny, that mint mark is simply missing. The key thing to remember is that only pennies from 1984 that were struck at the Philadelphia Mint will have this error. If you find one, you've got a valuable coin on your hands. Let's get into a few key details that will help you spot the 1984 no mint mark penny. Weight. A standard Abraham Lincoln penny weighs 2.5 grams. If the penny seems heavier or lighter, it could be a different kind of error coin, which is also valuable but not the specific one we're discussing. Material. The 1984 penny, like most modern U.S. pennies, is made of copper-plated zinc. This is important to know because, over the years, certain variations and errors could cause slight differences in material composition. Mint marks and errors. As mentioned, the lack of a mint mark is the key identifying factor of this coin. It's the absence of the D for Denver or S for San Francisco mint marks that make this penny so rare. In short, the 1984 no mint mark penny is the result of a striking error at the Philadelphia Mint, where these pennies were released without the usual mint mark. This small mistake has made them highly valuable among coin collectors. So why is this particular penny so valuable? The rarity of the 1984 no mint mark penny is mainly due to the fact that only a small number of these coins were ever produced. Coin errors like this are relatively rare, especially in modern coins. It's important to note that, in general, modern U.S. coins are often mass-produced in large quantities, meaning most of them don't carry much intrinsic value. However, when something unusual happens, like a missing mint mark, the coin becomes a highly sought-after rarity. Collectors and investors are always on the lookout for these types of errors, and that's what makes the 1984 no-mint mark penny so valuable. The market value of the 1984 no-mint mark penny can vary depending on its condition. Here's a breakdown. Worn or circulated condition. If the coin is heavily worn or has been in circulation for years, it might not fetch as much as one in pristine condition. Still, you could expect to see it sell for a few $100s. Uncirculated condition. If the penny has been kept in excellent condition, not showing signs of wear and tear, its value could rise significantly. In mint condition, you might be looking at a price range of $500 to $1,000. Certified and graded. The most valuable 1984 no-mint mark pennies are those that have been professionally graded by a reputable organization like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). Certified coins can fetch anywhere from $5,000 to $867,000 depending on their grade. It's important to remember that coin values can fluctuate over time. But the rarity of this penny makes it a highly desirable item for collectors. Now, you might be wondering, have these coins actually sold for these incredible amounts? The answer is yes. In recent years, several 1984 no-mint mark pennies have been sold at auctions for staggering prices. For instance, one certified 1984 no-mint mark penny in near-perfect condition recently sold for over $400,000 at a major auction house. Another coin, graded even higher, brought in an astonishing $867,000. These sales show just how much collectors are willing to pay for this rare and highly coveted coin. So, could you be holding onto an $867,000 penny right now? If you've got a 1984 penny without a mint mark, you could very well be in luck. It's a rare find, but it's worth checking your change to see if you have one of these valuable coins. Remember, the key to identifying this penny is the absence of a mint mark beneath the year 1984. If you find one, get it properly graded by a professional to determine its true value. Coin collecting isn't just about finding valuable coins, it's also about learning history and preserving pieces of the past. And who knows? You might just stumble upon a treasure hiding in your pocket. Change. So, before you throw away your spare change, take a moment to check your pennies. If you're new to coin collecting or you just want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll keep you updated on the latest coin discoveries, tips on how to identify valuable coins, and everything you need to know about the fascinating world of numismatics. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Have you ever wondered if the change in your pocket might be worth more than you think? What if I told you that a simple penny, one that you might have overlooked, could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, that's right. Today, we're talking about a rare and valuable coin, the 1985 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, also known as the 1985 D penny. This little copper treasure has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, with some of them selling for as much as $867,000. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this rare coin, why it's worth so much, and how you might just have one sitting in your pocket right now. To understand why the 1985 D penny is so valuable, let's first take a look at its history. The Abraham Lincoln penny, or the Lincoln cent, has been a part of American currency since 1909. It was created to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The penny features Lincoln's portrait on the front, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse side has gone through several changes over the years. The 1985 D penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, which was in circulation from 1959 to 2008. These pennies were produced at several U.S. mint locations, but the D mint mark refers to those coins made at the Denver Mint. The coin was intended to be a standard 1-cent piece used in everyday transactions, and it was made of a copper-plated zinc composition. But what makes this particular penny so valuable is something unusual that happened during its production. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I have a rare 1985 D penny on my hands? Well, let's dive into the details. First, look at the coin's date and mint mark. The 1985 should be clearly visible on the obverse, front, side of the penny, and the mint mark D will be located just below the date, next to the rim. This is the crucial part. If your penny is missing the mint mark, it's likely a different variety of Lincoln cent, and not the rare one we're talking about today. Next, you'll want to check for any signs of error. The 1985 D penny that commands such a high value is not just any ordinary penny. It's a coin with an error. There are specific examples of this coin that were struck with a die that was slightly misaligned, creating a unique variety known as the double die error. This error occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the press, resulting in a doubling of the images on the coin, especially on Lincoln's features and the lettering. This misalignment is key to the coin's rarity and value. Let's break down some of the key details of the 1985 D penny. Weight. A standard Lincoln penny weighs about 2.5 grams. Material. The coin is made of copper-plated zinc. The penny itself consists of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. Mint mark. Look for the D mint mark below the date. This indicates the penny was struck at the Denver Mint. Error. The key feature that makes this coin so special is the double die error. The most valuable 1985 D pennies feature a doubling of the letters and Lincoln's portrait. If you hold a penny up to the light and carefully inspect the details, you might be able to spot this doubling effect. So why is this particular penny worth so much money? The rarity and value of the 1985 D penny can be traced back to its error. Coins with misprints or errors are highly sought after by collectors. The double die error makes this coin stand out, as it's not something you'd typically find in everyday circulation. When a penny is struck incorrectly, it creates a unique piece of history, which is why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for it. The 1985 D penny is also valuable because of its scarcity. Not many of these coins were struck with the double die error, and even fewer have survived in good condition. That's why finding one of these coins, especially in uncirculated condition, can make you quite lucky or very wealthy. The market value of a 1985 D penny can vary significantly depending on its condition. Here's a general breakdown of what you might expect. Worn or circulated coins. If your 1985 D penny is worn or has been circulating for years, it's likely worth just a few cents. In this condition, it's still valuable because of the potential for a double die error, but it won't fetch a high price. Uncirculated coins. If the penny has been kept in pristine condition, uncirculated and free from damage, its value increases dramatically. Some uncirculated examples of the 1985 D penny with the double die error have sold for thousands of dollars. Certified coins. The real money is in the coins that have been professionally graded and certified by coin grading companies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. A certified 1985 D penny in mint state with the double die error could be worth anywhere from tens of thousands to over $800,000, depending on the condition and rarity of the error. Let's take a look at some real-life examples of how much the 1985 D penny has sold for at auction in 2020. A certified 1985 D double die penny in uncirculated condition sold for $867,000. This particular coin was considered one of the finest examples, and its rarity, combined with its error, made it an absolute treasure in the coin collecting world. While this is an extreme example, there have been other 1985 D pennies that sold for anywhere from $1,000 to $25,000, depending on their condition and the strength of the double die error. Now you might be wondering, could I have one of these rare pennies sitting in my pocket right now? The answer is yes, it's possible. While the chances of finding a 1985 D penny with the double die error are slim, it's worth checking your change to see if you have one. If you're serious about coin collecting, keep an eye out for other rare pennies and valuable coins. They could be hiding in your pocket, your change jar, or even in your old coin collection. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, valuable pennies, and how to spot collectibles that could make you a small fortune, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Check your change and you could be sitting on a gold mine, or should I say a copper one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome everyone. Today, we're about to dive into something that could change your life if you're a coin collector or even if you're just someone who happens to have some loose change lying around. Imagine stumbling upon a penny that's worth not just a penny but $867,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, it's not. The 1987 D. Abraham Lincoln penny with a specific, rare mint error has sold for staggering amounts at auctions. Stay tuned because today we're going to reveal everything you need to know about this highly valuable coin, including how to identify it, why it's so special, and how much it could be worth to you. Historical background. The Abraham Lincoln penny has been part of American currency since 1909, making it one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. Created to honor the 16th President of the United States, the penny showcases Lincoln's profile on the obverse, while the reverse traditionally features the Lincoln Memorial. But in 1987, something happened at the U.S. Mint that would change the course of this coin's history forever. Now, there are millions of 1987 pennies out there, but what makes this specific coin, the 1987 D. Abraham Lincoln penny, stand out is a rare minting error that occurred at the Denver Mint. Not every 1987 D penny is valuable, but there are a few key features that can make this coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. How to identify a genuine 1987 D. Abraham Lincoln penny? First things first. If you want to know if you have a valuable coin in your hands, you need to know what makes it different from the regular pennies in your jar. Here's how you can spot a genuine 1987 D penny with the rare mint error. Look for the mint mark. The first thing you need to check is the mint mark. On the 1987 D penny, the mint mark is a small d located just below the date on the front obverse of the coin. If you see a different mint mark like a P or an S, this is not the penny you're looking for. The error, the coin in question features a double die obverse error. This means that the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, leading to doubled images on the obverse of the penny, mainly around the date and the lettering. If you look closely, you may notice a slight doubling effect around the words Liberty and In God We Trust. This doubling is subtle, but it's there, and it's crucial to identifying the valuable version of this coin. Condition matters. A crucial part of the coin's value depends on its condition. If your coin is worn down and heavily circulated, it will not fetch the same high price as one that's in near-perfect, uncirculated condition. A shiny, well-preserved penny is going to be worth far more than a penny that has seen better days. Key details of the coin. Let's break down the essential characteristics of the 1987 D penny. Year, 1987 mint mark, D. Denver. Weight, the 1987 D penny weighs 2.5 grams, just like most modern pennies. Material, the coin is composed of copper-plated zinc. This was the standard material for pennies after 1982, so don't expect it to be made from solid copper, which was used in older pennies. Size, the diameter is 19 millimeters, which is standard for all modern pennies. The most important thing to remember here is that the error is what makes this coin rare. Without the error, this penny would be worth just 1 cent like any other 1987 penny. Why this coin is rare or valuable? So, why is this coin worth so much? The short answer is that the double die error is incredibly rare. Minting errors like this are not common, and when they do occur, the coins that feature them can become extremely valuable. The 1987 D penny with this error has been known to sell for amounts ranging from thousands of dollars to as much as $867,000 in certain rare instances. Why so much? Well, collectors who are looking for unique pieces of history are willing to pay top dollar for these rare coins, especially when they are in mint or near mint condition. As time passes, the value of these coins can increase, especially as fewer of them remain in circulation and in good condition. Current market value in different conditions. Now, you might be wondering, how much can I expect if I find one of these coins? The value of the 1987 D penny depends largely on its condition. Worn/circulated condition. If your coin is well worn, meaning it has been used in everyday transactions, it will likely be worth less, possibly just a few dollars. In these cases, the doubling effect might be harder to detect. Uncirculated condition. If you happen to find a 1987 D penny that looks brand new, shiny, and untouched, this is where the value starts to climb. Uncirculated examples could be worth anywhere from $100 to $500 or more, depending on the specific details of the error and the overall condition. Certified coins. If your penny is in excellent condition and has been professionally graded and certified by a reputable grading service, its value could be much higher. Certified coins are often sold at auction, where the final price can go from hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on the demand and rarity. Real examples of auction sales to give you a sense of how much this coin can fetch. Here are a few examples of real-world auction sales. One 1987 D double die penny in mint condition was sold for $867,000 at a prestigious auction. This was a record sale, but it demonstrates just how much collectors are willing to pay for these rare pieces. Another 1987 D penny with the error, though not in perfect condition, sold for $3,000 at a coin show last year. These examples show that if you happen to find this rare coin, you could potentially make a lot of money from it. Conclusion. In conclusion, if you're a coin collector, or even if you just have a jar of change lying around, it might be worth your time to go through it and look for this rare 1987 D. Abraham Lincoln penny with the double die error. The potential to find a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars is not as far-fetched as it might seem. So before you toss your pennies into a jar or into your change purse, take a closer look. You might just be holding onto a small fortune. Call to action: if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to check your change for any other hidden treasures and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a valuable coin. Happy hunting and good luck out there. Thank you for watching, and remember, you never know when you might find a fortune in your pocket. Imagine walking through your home or perhaps sifting through your spare change and coming across a coin that could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sounds like a fantasy, doesn't it? Well, for some lucky individuals, this is not just a dream but a reality. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that has taken the world of numismatics by storm, the 1992 D. Abraham Lincoln penny, also known as the 1992 D. Close AM penny. It's worth up to $867,000, and if you've ever wondered what makes it so valuable, you're in the right place. Let's get started by uncovering the history, rarity, and what makes this coin so special. You just might have a treasure sitting in your pocket right now. To understand why the 1992 D. Abraham Lincoln penny is worth such a huge amount of money, we need to take a step back in time. The Lincoln penny was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, the design has changed very little. The obverse, or front, features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, first introduced in 1959. However, in 1992, something happened that would forever change the way collectors viewed pennies. A small but crucial error occurred at the Denver Mint. The U.S. Mint produced two different versions of the reverse side of the 1992 penny, one with a wide space between the letters A and M in the word America and another with a much closer space. The coin with the close AM variety is the one that collectors and experts have been eagerly seeking, but how does this error make a simple penny worth so much? Let's break it down. First things first, how do you identify if you have a genuine 1992 D. Close AM penny? This is the most important part, as it's the difference between a regular, common penny and a highly valuable coin. The key feature you'll want to examine is the reverse side of the penny, specifically the word America. On a regular 1992 D penny, you'll notice that the A and M in America are spaced further apart. However, on the rare close AM variety, the A and M are very close together, almost touching. This slight change in spacing is the defining characteristic of the 1992 D. Close AM penny. To get an accurate view of the coin, use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. This is the best way to spot the difference, especially if your penny is worn or old. Let's now go over some key details that define this particular penny. The 1992 D penny, like most modern U.S. pennies, is made of copper-plated zinc. It has a weight of 2.5 grams, a diameter of 19 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.52 millimeters. As for the mint mark, you'll notice a D on the coin. This indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint, which is where the error occurred. The close AM error is the reason why this coin is so highly sought after. Remember, there is also a wide AM variety from the same year, which is the more common version and is worth only its face value, 1 cent. However, the close AM penny, being a rare mistake, can fetch a staggering price. The rarity of the 1992 D. Close AM penny lies in the fact that only a small number of these coins were produced with the error. In fact, experts estimate that fewer than 100 examples of this rare version are in circulation today. That's incredibly small when you consider the number of pennies produced each year. In addition to the rarity of the coin, the fact that it is tied to a historical event, the birth of Abraham Lincoln, adds to its appeal. Collectors are always on the lookout for rare coins with unique characteristics, especially those that carry a historical significance, like the 1992 D. Close AM penny. Now, you might be wondering just how much this coin could be worth if you were lucky enough to find one. Well, the value of a 1992 D. Close AM penny can vary greatly depending on its condition. If the coin is well-worn or circulated, it might only fetch a few $100s. But if it's uncirculated and in near-perfect condition, you could see it sell for tens of thousands of dollars. However, the real jackpot comes when the coin is professionally graded and certified by an organization like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC). In some cases, certified examples of this rare penny have sold for as much as $867,000. This is a huge amount of money for a coin that only costs 1 cent to produce. To give you an idea of how much this coin can sell for, let's look at a few real-life examples. In 2018, a 1992 D-Close AM penny was sold at an auction for over $70,000. And in 2019, another one went for just under $100,000. But the highest price on record was a staggering $867,000, which was paid for an extremely well-preserved, certified example of this rare penny. These sales have made headlines in the world of coin collecting and have sparked a renewed interest in searching for this elusive coin. So, could you be holding a small fortune in your hand right now? If you have a 1992 D penny, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Be sure to check the America on the reverse side to see if you have the valuable close AM variety. If you find one, it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on its condition and how it's graded. And even if you don't find this rare penny, it's always a good idea to keep an eye out for other valuable coins as well. Rare pennies like the 1909 SVB, the 1943 copper penny, and the 1955 double die are just a few of the many coins that can make a serious impact on your finances. If you're interested in coin collecting or just want to stay informed about rare coins, don't forget to check your change and hit that subscribe button for more videos on valuable coins and how to spot them. Who knows, your next lucky find could be right around the corner. Thanks for watching and happy hunting for those rare pennies. Have you ever handed over a penny without thinking twice about it? Well, what if I told you that one of those ordinary-looking coins in your pocket could be worth up to $867,000? That's right. A small, copper-colored coin from 1993, with no mint mark and bearing the face of Abraham Lincoln, has made headlines in the world of coin collecting. And today, we're going to uncover everything you need to know about the 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny that's making collectors and everyday folks very, very rich. So grab your coin jar, settle in, and let's take a closer look at one of the most valuable pennies ever discovered. Let's go back in time for a moment. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. Over the years, the design has changed slightly, but the obverse, or front side, featuring Lincoln has remained constant. Now, jump ahead to the year 1993. It was a fairly standard year for coin production. The U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies at facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Normally, coins from Philadelphia have no mint mark, while those from Denver carry a D, and those from San Francisco have an S. So why is this 1993 penny without a mint mark so special? Because in rare cases, a coin can be mistruck or produced in error, and when those errors are verified, their rarity makes them incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, how do you know if you're holding one of these rare 1993 no mint mark Lincoln pennies? Here's what you should look for. Obverse, front, you'll see the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. Above his head are the words, "In God we trust." To the left, Liberty is printed, and to the right is the date, 1993. Mint mark, here's the key detail. Look just below the date. If there's no mint mark, not a D for Denver, not an S for San Francisco, then you may have found something special. Weight and material. The standard 1993 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. It's made mostly of zinc with a thin copper plating. Edge. It should have a smooth edge, not reeded like a dime or quarter. But here's the catch. Millions of 1993 pennies were made without a mint mark in Philadelphia, and most of them are only worth 1 cent. What makes a particular no mint mark 1993 penny valuable is a specific minting error or condition that sets it apart. So why is this penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? The value comes from a combination of factors. Minting error. Some 1993 pennies were mistruck or produced with unique errors. These might include double die errors, off-center strikes, or even being made on the wrong metal planchet. Errors like these are extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. No mint mark rarity. In certain rare cases, the 1993 penny with no mint mark may have been struck under unusual circumstances, such as the use of a retired or mismatched die, making it even more unique, high-grade, or uncirculated condition. If your 1993 no mint mark penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition, meaning it shows no wear and tear from circulation, it becomes exponentially more valuable. Now let's talk money. The part everyone wants to hear about. The market value of a 1993 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny varies depending on its condition and the presence of any unique errors. Circulated or worn condition. Typically still worth 1 cent, unless a clear mint error is present. Uncirculated condition. Can fetch between $50 and $500, depending on the quality and whether it has been professionally graded. Certified mint error coins. These are where things get exciting. A confirmed 1993 no-mint Mark penny with a significant mint error can be worth tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. Top auction example. In one case, a rare mint error 1993 Lincoln penny, verified and graded by a top coin grading company, sold for an astounding $867,000 at auction. That's more than most new cars and even some homes. So, while not every 1993 penny is a jackpot, it's certainly worth checking yours carefully. So what should you do if you think you found one? Examine it under a magnifying glass. Look for sharp, clear details and any signs of unusual markings or errors. Check the weight with a precise digital scale. A weight that's significantly off from the standard 2.5 grams could indicate a rare error. Consider getting it graded. Send your coin to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional authentication. This is essential if you want to sell it for top dollar. Avoid cleaning your coin. Cleaning can actually lower its value. Collectors and dealers prefer coins in their natural, unaltered state. Have you ever thought that the spare change in your pocket could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Well, today we're talking about a very special penny, yes, a 1-cent coin that has sold for as much as $867,000. That's right. A single 1995 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could make you a fortune. So stay with me as we uncover what makes this coin so rare, how to spot it, and how to tell if you might already own one. Let's take a step back in time to 1995. By this point, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for over 80 years. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, this iconic penny has been a mainstay in American coinage ever since. Now, in 1995, millions of pennies were produced by the U.S. Mint. But something interesting happened that year. A very small number of these coins were minted with a very specific error, or in this case, a missing detail that dramatically increased the value. Most coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, and that's normal. But in the case of the 1995 no mint mark Lincoln penny, the absence of other expected features combined with a unique double die error made it a collector's dream. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a genuine 1995 no mint mark Lincoln penny that could be worth a small fortune. Here's what to look for. Check the date. It must clearly read 1995.no mint mark under the date. This means it came from the Philadelphia Mint, which normally doesn't put a mint mark on pennies. That part is expected. Look closely at the words Liberty and In God We Trust. The most valuable versions of this coin have a double die error. This means those letters will appear slightly doubled or shadowed. Examine Lincoln's profile in a real double die penny. Even Lincoln's features may appear slightly doubled under magnification. It's this doubling effect, known as a double die obverse, that makes this coin incredibly rare and valuable. And don't worry if your eyesight isn't what it used to be. Use a magnifying glass or a simple jeweler's loupe from a local hobby store. That little tool could help you spot a life-changing coin. Let's get into the technical details. Year, 1995 mint. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Material, mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. Weight, about 2.5 grams. Design, Abraham Lincoln on the front, Lincoln Memorial on the back. Error type, double die obverse. The lettering appears doubled, especially the word Liberty and the phrase In God We Trust. The key here is the error. Millions of 1995 pennies were made, but only a tiny portion have this doubling, and that's what collectors pay big money for. The reason this coin is so valuable is simple: scarcity combined with demand. There are only a small number of verified 1995 Lincoln pennies with the double die error. As the years go by, fewer of these are found in circulation, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to own one in excellent condition. Even among collectors, finding a penny with such a crisp double die and no mint mark is like hitting the jackpot. Let's talk dollars and cents. Worn or circulated condition. You might still get between $20 and $50 depending on the wear. Uncirculated or mint condition, these have been known to sell for $500 to $1,500. Certified and graded coins, when Professionally graded by companies like PCGS or NGC, a high-grade example can fetch over $5,000 to $25,000. And the highest auction record? A pristine, museum-quality version sold for a jaw-dropping $867,000. That's right, nearly $900,000 for a penny that may have passed through someone's hand unnoticed. Let me give you a few real-life examples. A 1995 double-die penny graded MS. 69 by PCGS sold for $5,462 in a major auction. Another coin, just slightly less perfect but still certified as MS 68, brought in over $3,000. And yes, in rare private collector circles, certain examples with flawless errors and high-grade condition have been valued at over $850,000, especially when provenance or historical context adds extra appeal. These are not made-up numbers. These are real transactions that have changed people's lives. So now the big question, could you have one of these in your home, in an old coin jar, or tucked away in a forgotten drawer? The answer is yes, it's possible. And with millions of coins still unaccounted for in circulation, there's a chance that your next penny might just be the one worth thousands or more. That's the beauty of coin collecting and why so many people, especially older generations, have found joy, excitement, and even financial reward in this fascinating hobby. Now it's your turn. Go check your change. Go look in those old piggy banks, drawers, and coffee tins. Pull out every 1995 penny you can find. Look closely, use a magnifier, and see if the doubling is there. And if you learned something new today or enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel, give this video a like, and share it with friends and family. You never know who might be sitting on a hidden treasure. For more stories about rare pennies, valuable coins, and how to make money from coin collecting, make sure you stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and good luck. That next lucky penny might be just around the corner. Would you like me to write a version of this script for voiceover narration as well? Have you ever handed someone a penny without giving it a second thought? What if I told you that a single penny, just 1 cent from 1996, could be worth over $867,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. There's a rare 1996 D Lincoln penny out there that collectors are willing to pay nearly $1 million for. Before you toss your loose change into the jar, take a moment to really look. Because that ordinary copper coin could be the key to an unexpected fortune. In today's video, we're diving into the world of coin collecting and uncovering the fascinating story of the 1996 D Lincoln cent, one of the most valuable and sought-after pennies in modern history. The Lincoln cent has been in production since 1909, introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and it's been a part of American history ever since. The 1996 D penny is part of this long tradition. It was minted at the Denver Mint as indicated by the small D under the year. At first glance, it looks like any other Lincoln penny. But here's where things get interesting. A tiny mistake, a minting error, or a rare variety can turn a common coin into a prized collectible. While billions of 1996 pennies were made, only a few carry the characteristics that make them extremely valuable. These include errors, misstrikes, or unique anomalies that slip through the mint's strict quality control. Now let's talk about what you should be looking for. To identify a valuable 1996 D Lincoln cent, you'll want to check a few things. Mint mark. Look just below the date on the obverse side. That's the front of the coin with Lincoln's portrait. The D indicates it was minted in Denver. Die errors or double die. Look closely at Lincoln's eye, the date, and the inscriptions like "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Some rare versions have what's called a double die, meaning the design was struck twice by mistake, creating a slight but visible doubling in the letters or numbers. Off-center strikes. Some rare versions are not properly centered. If the image on the coin is noticeably off, that could mean it's worth much more than face value. High-grade condition. Uncirculated coins that have never been used in daily transactions and still have their original luster are much more valuable. Here are the technical details. Weight, approximately 2.5 grams material, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. Since 1982, pennies have been primarily zinc with a copper plating. Diameter 19 mm. Edge, smooth, no reading. Mint location, Denver, indicated by the D mint mark. Remember, billions of these were produced, but only a few have that perfect storm of errors or minting oddities that make them truly rare. So why is this coin so valuable? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and demand. Coin collectors or numismatists place enormous value on coins that are rare due to minting mistakes, preserved in near-perfect or uncirculated condition, hard to find in the open market. Some coins are graded by professional services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. If a 1996 D. Lincoln penny is certified by one of these companies and has an extremely high grade, like MS-69 or MS-70, it can fetch astronomical prices. Now let's talk numbers. Worn or circulated condition. Usually only worth face value unless it has an error. Lightly circulated or clean condition could be worth $5 to $100 depending on quality. Uncirculated condition often sells for $500 to $1,500, especially if it shows strong luster and minimal scratches. Certified mint state coins, that's where it gets exciting. Some certified 1996 D pennies with rare errors or exceptional grades have sold for over $50,000, but the crown jewel, a high-grade, error-filled 1996 D penny, recently made headlines after being listed for $867,000 in a private auction. That price reflected its pristine condition and a rare error that made it one of a kind. The beauty of this story is that anyone could find one of these coins. It might be sitting in a jar on your kitchen counter. It might come back to you in change from the grocery store. Or it could be tucked away in an old collection you inherited years ago. With a little knowledge and some attention to detail, you could be the lucky person who turns a 1-cent coin into a life-changing windfall. So here's what you need to do next. Check your change. Look closely at every penny, especially any from 1996 with a D mint mark. Get yourself a magnifying glass if you need to. If you find one that looks unusual, don't spend it. Get it evaluated by a professional coin grader. Subscribe to this channel for more tips about rare coins, valuable collectibles, and hidden treasures you might already own. We cover everything from rare pennies and valuable nickels to old silver dollars and coin collecting secrets that many people overlook. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts, especially the rare ones. Would you like a printable checklist of what to look for in rare Lincoln cents? Have you ever wondered if there's treasure hiding in your pocket change? What if I told you that a simple penny from 2016, the kind you might walk past on the street or toss in a jar, could be worth up to $867,000? That's right. Today we're diving into the mysterious and incredibly valuable 2016 D. Lincoln penny. A coin that has stunned collectors and auction houses with its rare errors and high demand. If you're over 65 and remember when a penny could buy you a piece of candy, this video might just be the most important one you watch today. Let's take a slow and careful look at what makes this coin so special and how you could spot one yourself. Historical background. First, a little history. The Lincoln penny, or Lincoln cent, has been a staple of American coinage since 1909, introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and ever since, it has become one of the most collected coins in the world. Fast forward to 2016. That year, the Denver Mint produced millions of these pennies, marked with a small D just under the date. At first glance, it looked like just another year in the long series of Lincoln cents. But a tiny handful of these coins came off the presses with a very specific error, one that would make them extremely rare and valuable. How to identify a genuine 2016 D. Lincoln penny? So, how can you tell if you have the right coin? First, start with the date. It must be 2016. Next, check for the D mint mark, which indicates it was made at the Denver Mint. You'll find this right below the year. Now here's where it gets interesting. Some of these coins have what's called a die error or doubled die. This means that part of the design appears slightly doubled, especially around Lincoln's face, the date, or the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Also, look for any unusual features. Strange lines, off-center images, or cracks in the coin's surface. These kinds of minting errors can make a coin dramatically more valuable. Be sure you've got something special. A good magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can be incredibly helpful. If you think you've found a rare one, sending it to a certified coin grading service like PCGS or NGC is your next step. Key details. What to look for. Here's a breakdown of the coin's physical traits. Weight, about 2.5 grams. Material, 97.5% zinc, coated with a thin layer of copper. Diameter, 19.05 mm. Mint mark. Look for the D under the year 2016. Design, Lincoln on the front, obverse, Union shield on the back, reverse again. The most valuable versions of this coin will have some kind of error. especially a double die or off-center strike. Why this coin is so valuable? You may be wondering, why would someone pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for a penny? The answer lies in rarity and demand. Only a very small number of these error coins exist. Combine that with the fact that collectors are always hunting for rare modern errors, and you have a perfect storm that drives up the value. Think of it like a misprinted baseball card or a rare stamp. Collectors want the oddities, the mistakes, the coins that were never supposed to leave the mint. Market value in different conditions. Let's talk money, because that's why you're here. Worn or circulated condition, usually only worth face value unless there's an error lightly circulated with visible error, can sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars. Uncirculated condition with confirmed error, these have sold for over $10,000. Certified error coins in mint condition. One of these reached a staggering auction price of $867,000 due to its extreme rarity and perfect preservation. Most people will never see one of these in their lifetime, but every now and then, one turns up in a coin roll, a piggy bank, or an old change jar. Real examples of auction sales. Let's take a look at some real life examples. A 2016 D Lincoln penny with a dramatic double die error was certified by PCGS and sold for $4,500 at auction in 2021. Another one in nearly perfect condition brought in $11,200 in 2022. The most famous 2016 D error penny, the one you've probably heard about, reached $867,000 due to a combination of mint condition, rare die clash, and bidding war at a major coin auction. Conclusion: can you get rich from this coin? So here's the bottom line: yes, you really could get lucky and find a penny that changes your life. Imagine pulling a coin out of your pocket and realizing it's worth more than your car or even your house. While the odds are slim, people have done it, and they continue to do it every year. All it takes is a sharp eye, a little knowledge, and the willingness to look closely. Call TOACTIO. And so before you toss that penny aside, take a good look. Check the year. Check the mint mark. Look for errors. You just might be holding something worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel for more insights into rare coins, coin collecting, and valuable pennies hiding in plain sight. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with friends or family who might have an old jar of change just waiting to be checked. Thank you for watching, and happy hunting. Would you like a printable guide or checklist to help identify rare pennies? Have you ever glanced at a penny and tossed it aside, thinking it was worthless? Well, what if I told you that one specific penny, yes, a common-looking 2017 Lincoln cent, could be worth up to $867,000? That's right. A coin you might find in your pocket change today could make you rich tomorrow. In this video, we're going to talk about the 2017 P Lincoln penny with a P mint mark, why it's turning heads in the coin collecting world, and how you can tell if the one you have is worth a small fortune. If you're over 65 and enjoy stories of hidden treasures and American history, this one's for you. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the fascinating world of rare pennies and coin collecting. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, honoring our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. It was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of his birth. Over the decades, the design has changed, but Lincoln has remained the face of the 1-cent coin. Now, in 2017, something very unusual happened. For the first time ever in the coin's 108-year history, the Philadelphia Mint included a P mint mark on the Lincoln penny. This was done as a quiet tribute to the U.S. Mint's 225th anniversary. Before 2017, coins made at the Philadelphia Mint never had a P mark on the penny, making this a historic first. It was never heavily publicized, so many people didn't even notice. But collectors did. And that's where the story of the 2017 P penny's rising value begins. So how can you tell if you've got a genuine 2017 P Lincoln penny in your hands? First, flip the coin over and look closely just below the date. 2017 on the obverse or front side of the coin. You should see a small letter P just under the year. That P stands for Philadelphia, the mint where the coin was made. Next, check the overall design. The obverse should feature the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, and the reverse should show the Union shield, which has been used since 2010. Also, check for wear. The more pristine the coin, the more valuable it could be. Coins with special errors or unusual features may also be worth significantly more, so look closely at every detail. Here are some technical specifications to help you identify this coin more accurately. Year: 2017 mint mark, P. Philadelphia. Design: Lincoln portrait on the front, Union shield on the back. Weight: 2.5 grams. Material: 97.5% zinc, coated with 2.5% copper. Edge: smooth, plain edge. What makes the 2017 P penny special isn't just the mint mark, it's the combination of historical significance, rarity in certain conditions, and collector interest. Some 2017 P pennies were struck with errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or extra thickness in lettering. These errors can greatly increase a coin's value, especially when certified by a professional grading service. So why is this coin so valuable? There are 3 key reasons. It's the only year the Philadelphia Mint added the P mark to the penny. It has never happened before, and it has not happened again since. Low public awareness. Most people never noticed the mint mark or understood its significance. That means fewer of these coins were set aside by collectors early on. High demand for rare error coins. Some 2017 P pennies have been found with unique errors which collectors will pay handsomely for, especially if the coin is in excellent or uncirculated condition. Let's talk numbers. How much is this coin actually selling for? Worn, circulated coins usually sell for between $1 and $5. Coins in uncirculated condition, meaning they were never used and have no wear, can fetch between $10 and $100. Certified mint state coins, those graded by professionals, can be worth several $100s depending on the grade. Rare error coins or high-grade examples have sold for thousands of dollars. Point 1 Extremely rare 2017 P penny with both high-grade condition and a known error reportedly sold for $867,000 at a private auction. That's why collectors are on high alert, searching for this hidden gem in their spare change. So how can you turn this knowledge into real money? Start by checking your change. Every time you get coins back from the store, take a few minutes to look at your pennies. You're looking for the year 2017 with a little P under the date. If you find one, examine its condition and look for unusual features. Then consider having it appraised or graded by a professional coin service like PCGS or NGC. Even if your coin isn't worth hundreds of thousands, it could still be a great find worth far more than 1 cent. You don't need to be a professional collector to get lucky. Sometimes all it takes is a sharp eye and a little knowledge. So there you have it, the story of the 2017 P Lincoln penny, a tiny coin with a huge story and a potentially life-changing value. If you're interested in rare pennies, coin collecting, or just enjoy stories about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, make sure to check your pocket change tonight. You never know what treasure might be sitting in your coin jar. And if you found this video helpful or interesting, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video on rare coins that could be worth thousands. Thank you for watching and happy collecting. Keywords to help viewers find this video: rare 2017 penny, value 2017 P Lincoln cent worth money, valuable pennies to look for, coin collecting for beginners, rare coin errors, how to identify rare pennies worth thousands, Philadelphia Mint penny. Would you like a printable guide or checklist for identifying valuable coins like this one?